And when Gino Auriemma's squad takes on East Carolina next season, they're going to be playing a Pirate squad with a familiar face on the sidelines. Kim McNeil went 59-38 in her 3 years as the head coach at Hartford. Yesterday, she agreed to become East Carolina's next head coach.
There you go.
You see what's at stake for both of these programs. It's been a long time for both since they last made it to the NCAA tournament. And we are underway in this American Championship. Boy, so much anticipation and excitement. And I think among the big storylines throughout this week, the top-seeded South Florida Bulls bounced from the tournament, upset by number 8 seed Wichita State. So that opened the door for both of these teams, and now they're trying to walk through to their destiny.
Oh, absolutely. And you could just feel the growth of both these teams as the tournament goes on. Now, I think shot making, and we've alluded to, it's going to be very, very important today because you've got two elite, and I mean nationally elite, defensive teams.
Well, East Carolina and Houston, second and third respectively in turnovers forced per game, and also among the top teams in terms of steals.
Houston's going to do it in a full-court way. You'll see traps. You'll see aggressive denial of almost every catch.
Dennis Johnson, Synia McNeil, and keep your eye also on Amaya Joyner as well, the great freshman for the Pirates. Layla Blair looking for a shot early, won't go. And Bria Patterson, a couple of attempts after that offensive rebound, and diving on the floor, ball rolls around. And they say, who's basketball? They're going to give it to East Carolina. Ronald Hughey, the head coach of the Houston Cougars in his 9th season, trying to make it to the NCAA tournament for the first time at the helm for his Cougars, and he wanted his crew to bring a different level of defensive intensity and pressure, better than they've ever seen before, and a good start here.
Oh, absolutely, and this is a deep team. He'll keep that pressure coming throughout the game, and Hill has been impressive all tournament.
You're looking at Synia McNeil, 22 and white, and she tried to dump it down from the high post. What an amazing job that she has done, turning this program around in year 4, awarded Coach of the Year honors in the conference, and everyone tips their hat to what she's done. And you just think too, she said, look, it was a hard pill to swallow for us to have been humbled like that at the beginning of the season, and then now you see finishing 3rd, best ever in the conference, and they come in with their highest seed in the American.
Yeah, it just proves to you, you know, I think they felt they were going to be good. And as much as preseason is important, it's not real. What was real was their belief in their team. And yeah, take a look at number 23, Joyner, with the ball right now. One of the better freshmen you're going to find anywhere.
She's off the mark, back the other way. A 2-0 ball game. And Agnegue, Brittany Agnegue, leaves it just short, but she's fouled.
But boy, do they have quickness to get in the lane. And Houston team especially is a dynamic offensive rebounding team.
They are great at hitting the boards, as you mentioned. And we've seen that benefit them throughout this tournament. But one of the things Ronald Hughey said was like, check this out. The Pirates did a better job of rebounding the last time we met them, so it is of utmost importance that we crash the glass.
And might I add, a 3 overtime game? So stay tuned. This one could be a tight.
Cameron Jones on the break, and she's fouled. Amaya Joyner was whistled.
And the 2 players we talked about in the open, 84%. Think about that. You know, if the featured players, if Layla or Danae are getting to the line, they're going to convert at 84% pace.
Jones hitting one of two. Micah Dennis back the other way over to Synia Johnson. And Johnson is blocked by Tatiana Hill. Her team is fired up on the bench.
Take a look as the drive comes down. That's just the ability to, timing. Don't be surprised by these kinds of plays. You're going to see it at both ends of the floor tonight.
Too strong. There's Joyner pulling down a rebound. Couldn't get the handle on it, though. And possession arrow goes with the Cougars.
The team that kind of gets comfortable, gets the ball in the right spots, maybe has the ability to get space and finish, could well make a difference.
Well, the Pirates turn over the Cougars. Danae McNeil trying to put some moves, and Cameron Jones was right back there. And Danae McNeil goes down hard to the floor, and she is in obvious pain. Her teammates circling around. And she has been the leading scorer and go-to player for Kim McNeil. Nobody was there to receive that pass from Joyner. Cameron Jones. Well, McNeil talked about the greater depth that has developed, but she's having to go to her bench early in this one.
Speaking of bench, Tiffany, let's talk about number 2 with the ball right now. 6th player of the year. What an impact she has brought coming into the game.
Tierra Young, senior out of Shreveport. They want to get the ball in her hands as much as possible.
Yeah, this is a weapon. This is a primetime player coming off the bench.
That one somehow flipped up awkwardly from Tatiana Hill, but she'll take it.
How about that?
Single digits on the shot clock, winding down. The runner is short.
Guys, as far as Danae McNeil, we saw her fall hard just moments ago. She did go back to the locker room briefly, but is back out with her team right now.
Thanks so much, Morgan, and that is a great sign and good news for Kim McNeil. And another ECU player down, and I think that's the true freshman, Jayla Herp.
Certainly hope for the best.
Indeed, so on the floor, true freshman Bobby Smith set to inbound it with Dennis, Johnson, McNeil. A rough start for the group out of Greenville.
Yeah, you know, they're going through new experiences as a team. You know, they've become a good team. Now they're in these kind of rarefied air moments where you're in championship games. But they've seemed to get in them, kind of get used to them, and then kind of find a way to be successful. You know, a little slow start right here, but keep an eye on this Pirate team. They can heat up.
And Micah Dennis, Synia Johnson among the X factors for this group, and 5 turnovers now for the Pirates.
East Carolina will extend in dead ball situations. They'll drop back to a zone, and it's a very interesting zone, very long, and you see it, they have the ability to turn you over just like that.
Well, stolen away by Isis Adams, and you talked about Layla Blair. Remember last year's tournament, 3 games, 70 points. She averaged better than 20 a game off the mark there. And you see, in the offense, it's 4 on 5 really, because Danae McNeil not moving as well after going down hard. And on the break, Patterson to Young, 2 seniors who have anchored this Cougar team.
Yeah, Patterson celebrated a birthday yesterday, and I think honestly doesn't feel like she plays well on her birthday. She plays better on the day after her birthday, so we're looking for big things out of her today. Coach Huey was explaining that. I didn't see, we give you the real facts here,
right?
You know?
22 years young for Thea Patterson, and Hill will take a trip to the charity stripe. There's a lot of support inside the arena, about 3+ hours from Houston to the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yeah, and the men's team playing tomorrow. And so hopefully McNeil is kind of loosening back up and has the ability to really impart, that feature player.
Not the shot that Joyner is used to taking, and that brings us to the close of the opening quarter of the American Championship.
Pirates have got to solve this Houston defense because right now they are putting them in situations where they can't execute.
And also a good update on Jayla Hurp, who we saw go down hard, the freshman guard for East Carolina. Trainers took a good look at that right leg. They got it all taped up, and I'm being told that she's going to try to give it a go.
That's good news. Thanks so much for that report and update. Well, Danae McNeil cannot play shy or tentative. They need her to be aggressive. She misses the shot, the putback from Dennis. And again, another Pirate going for the offensive board.
And became a feature player for this Pirate team.
Semifinals, one game already set. UCLA and Oregon, the Bruins, the top seed there. Back here in Dickies Arena, it's an 11-3 ball game. The 4th seed Houston Cougars.
You can see one of them right here. A little bit of a wing cross. They high-low you, and they're getting the ball to Joyner, who can score.
Well, bailed out with a foul. So they did confirm that a foul occurred before the shot clock expired, and Synia Johnson rims that one around. And too strong, Agnegue pulling down the rebound. You
can see the Pirates wanting to create out of their defense. They're extending more. But take a look right in the middle of the floor at the high post area, right there. That is an ideal place for Houston to attack.
That was blocked by the defensive player in the league, Danae McNeil, out ahead, trying to create some points. Won't fall, but McNeil spotting up for a 3. And the shots just have not been falling for really either team, but especially the Pirates here in this first half.
Yep.
The runner by Tierra Young.
Young has one of the best floaters that you're going to see. She consistently 2-foot stop, comes off her hand really fluidly.
Lexia Rose on the take, and Rose coming off the bench, and the junior out of Bloomfield, Connecticut.
Yeah.
With 2 points.
Has the ability to go north-south and has strength. You can see she created, and that's what's got to happen. They got to attack a little bit. Right now they've settled, and I think they've got to attack either with their movement, and you can see it right here, to create play.
The chase for the ball, that was knocked away by Rose, and then she does it again, and one.
Big boost. Rose coming off the bench. Johnson taking a seat right there. She's important to this team. I think she needs a little confidence from a shot-making standpoint. Both teams have defensive runs where they get scoring out of their defense. What I think is going to separate the winner is, can you score in the half court just like that?
A few years before that for the Pirates. Blair off the mark. Agnegue tried to come with it. Synia Johnson, as Jayla Hurp never got down on that possession. Still down on the floor near the free throw line.
Going to tend to her right now. She's going back to the locker room, and it's been one of those halves where both teams are just trying to find their offensive flow. Defensively, you can feel they're comfortable and they're aggressive and like that, but this is a game you got to play the offensive end with some pace, some speed of about 7 on a 10 scale so that you can execute.
Johnson with the left hand and gets it to bounce down. Sam Gore and I were talking about the consistency of Charlie Cream and his conversion rate in terms of the number of teams that he gets right. Someone about their musical selection, some of the players were giving you some insight. And how about Bria Patterson? She's like, I'm moving and grooving. Coach, you've been in these types of situations before.
Yeah.
How frustrating can it be when you're not necessarily seeing your team execute the way that they've done all season long?
Well, you know, it's frustrating, but if the second half is better, if we find a way to offensive rebound.
We saw the adversity ECU faced yesterday in their game against Memphis as Joyner gets that one to fall.
This is an important play for the freshman. She's learning how to make tough plays against good defense. That's an important play for her.
First ever tournament for Joyner and first time for all of these ECU players. They haven't been to this point before, and they're trying to do something special in capturing a tournament championship in the American. There's Joyner again on the boards. Synia Johnson trying to find a way to the ball. Wonderful way to get out of that. That bounce pass backwards to Joyner, and she will go at ECU back when Marcia Gervin was playing, but now she holds that distinction.
So the Pirates have become more aggressive.
They've led by as many as 11 in this half. If you're the Pirates, you have to feel encouraged because you're very much still in this ball game. If you're Houston, you're thinking to yourself, we need to pile on some more points before we head into the locker room.
And there's, on cue, exactly what happened.
Bria Patterson, 4 points now for the Cougars. Synia Johnson running the middle of the floor, high off the glass, and she got it to go.
You know, Johnson's gaining some momentum. She did a great example of the ladder.
Leaves that one short from the free throw line. It's 23-14 in favor of Houston. Anya Jay not worried about the clock, trying to get points.
Pretty relentless in not letting you catch the ball. So early work without the basketball, I've got a feeling is going to be a theme for Coach McNeil at halftime.
Nearly stolen away, but instead committing the foul. The Pirates also have to knock them down prior to this shot. 2 for 9 from the line. Johnson gets both. She's got 8 points to lead the way for ECU. Purvis could have gone up the court a little bit more. Heaves it up, no good.
And we're going to talk about Blair. They've got to get themselves to the foul line. They're both 84%, and neither one of them has shot a free throw yet. And I think that could really open the door.
McNeil coming out of the locker room, taking that shot.
You can see Coach McNeil getting involved a little more, running a little horn action. You're probably going to see a little more ball screens in the middle of the floor. Wouldn't surprise me at all, but Houston getting tough interior rebounding.
One win in particular that they hung their hat on was that win at South Florida last month, handing the Bulls their lone loss of conference play. Ronald Huey's team has continued to exceed expectations, finding themselves in the championship game.
Well, you know, he challenged them to a very challenging non-conference. He played good people. I looked at it today, a lot of them, and I think what it enabled him to do was to go through a growing process.
He gives full credit to Ty Dillard, the associate head coach, who's been with him side by side since the first practice when they stepped foot on Houston's campus 9 years ago. Von Reed, first season coming over after being the active. Johnson to the hoop. What she has been able to drive there and finish at points. They returned for their 5 starters from last year, so they've got some experience. But how about Alexia Rose, who's come off the bench?
You just never know, you know, when it might be your moment, and that well could be her moment before this game's over.
Isis Adams puts it up and over.
They're starting to feel a little momentum on the Pirate side.
Brittany Anyajay for 3, no. Rebound. There's Danae McNeil in there, and the Pirates control it, only trailing by 5 points. Remember, they were up by 10 over Memphis, and there were points where you saw them learning and growing, as you said. But Kim McNeil says she likes the way her team has handled adversity this season. Alexia Rose, good look from three, and she drills it. 7-0 run for the Pirates.
She's been important in this game. Very, very important coming off the bench, giving them timely scoring and defensive plays.
Blair, spin move, bounce pass, Hill, yes. Surveying the floor, over to Synia Johnson. Johnson, ball fake, too strong. Joyner, her height, the length, getting a hand on that. The step up, and oh yes, Alexia Rose is feeling it tonight.
Absolutely.
Stolen away, ECU can tie up this ball game. Synia Johnson just short on the finish. Synia Johnson.
Very steady, escalating almost quarter to quarter in her production. Extending their defense a little bit. You can see a lot more three-quarter court.
Joyner hauls in that rebound.
Yeah, good look for Young right there.
Danae McNeil, timely bucket. First 2 points of the game for McNeil and the first lead. Make decisions for where you want to be. At the end of the night, Amaya Joyner.
She'll at some point learn to block that and maybe keep it in bounds even, but she is a presence near the basket.
Tough shot for Cameron Jones. She draws contact. Is Miami taking on Duke. So we talked about how great these teams are defensively in terms of steals, top 3 in the nation. Double digits in both, and how about Danae McNeil knocking down another shot? So all 4 of her points coming in this quarter.
Yeah, she's starting to get her rhythm back, and we're getting examples of the types of plays she can make. If they can get a stop here with the lead, that could be important.
Anyajé gets it back to Blair. Blair sees time winding down. Anyajé, tough shot. Tatiana Hill skying for the rebound and then trying to find her teammate. Trying to give her team a lift at the line. And among the leaders on this team for Houston, and we've got a tie ball game.
Coach McNeil told us it's been a priority for her and Corey for the twins to be a complete part of this and experience it as a family. It's the first appearance in the American Championship in Pirates history, so a pretty special moment for this family, guys.
Well, you know, Tiff, what I loved was when Coach McNeil said they give her a little coaching advice. You gotta love that, man.
Yeah, they said they know every number of the players in the American, and they give a little scout as well. Now we asked, we said, okay, well, they're missing some school days.
Yeah.
We said, well, you know what? That one denied on the inside by Mosley. And coming up with it, Rose pulls it out. You talked about the great night that she's had off the bench, 9 points. In her previous 16 games, Dan, she had only 8 total. Mosley, put back, largest lead of the game.
Getting Layla Blair kind of in a rhythm where she can distribute and score.
You're so right, but Bria Patterson says, I'm going to take it myself, and Patterson brings the Cougars within 2. She's got 7 points.
I think that's a great place to get the ball.
Brittany Anyajé picks up her 5th personal foul. She fouled out against the Pirates back on February 22nd. She's a defensive presence for this group, a great on-ball defender, and she has to watch on for the remainder of the night.
It was quite a battle between Joyner and Hill. I'm just watching it right now. You know, they've both just gone at each other in a classic kind of post-battle.
Tara Young slings it over to Patterson. Patterson with the angle. That one was deflected. The Pirates back the other way. Danae McNeil up ahead to Johnson. Johnson with the finish with the left.
Yeah. Boy, does she run the floor well? Unbelievable. You know, you can see why she's so appreciated and such a key for this Pirate team.
Back the other way.
And she's not afraid to get her team organized.
She quadrupled what she averages on the season.
Yeah.
8 points tonight, and they're on the steal. Bria Patterson ties up the ball game.
Well, you can see her really working to get through the screen.
Not it. in a heavyweight matchup with Houston.
Hill, such a good rebounder in this situation. Blair with the ball in her hands. You can see Coach Huey talking to his team, attacking that high post area. They continue to go there.
Cutting to the basket is Blair, and those are her first 2 points that fall down.
Yeah.
So the Cougars' leading scorer, who has been held at bay in this one, and Danae McNeil baseline J. An extra period. Tatiana Hill, in this point of the season, trying to be the last team standing in the conference and move on to the NCAA tournament.
Well said. Well-run tournament here as well. But these teams are both playing their third straight day. You know, and I know they prepare for that, but that jumper's a big one right there. Right now, you can see Blair. Now watch the spacing. They have really been looking for that kind of catch and then that kind of attack.
And that finish from Cameron Jones, evening the ball game back up at 40 apiece. Spinning it from 3, today McNeil off the mark.
You know, I think as you finish the year, oftentimes it leads you into these situations. They're sitting right now with 2:44 to go. Somebody is going to win a championship, and somebody is heading to the NCAA tournament. Who will it be? That is going to be decided.
That's the million-dollar question inside. And tough shot for Bria Patterson.
Yeah. Athletic play inside.
Bad pass there from Amaya Joyner.
Yeah. Great rebound. That's the pass I'm sure she'd like to have back. And there's the attack point that we talked about.
Mosley just standing tall and blocking that shot. Up ahead, Dennis to Joyner. Oh! Yes!
But it gave Joyner a chance to get out and run and makes the free throw.
See the pressure on the ball coming up in the face of tough shot. Mosley doing work inside, and then with nowhere to go. Important ones coming from Micah Dennis. First point of the night for Dennis is the catalyst in their win in their quarterfinals. So 3-point advantage for ECU. The track gets it across half court. Patterson back to Blair. Blair on the take. Tough shot inside. A lot of traffic. Danae McNeil got her body in shape. Worked on her game. And it's served her well. She was clutching that triple overtime win. Had a career high 34 points, but missing both free throws in that instance.
Good timeout for Houston. They're going to advance the ball here. Gets a chance to get organized. Good timeout.
And it's their final timeout. So with that said, in 20-point, they don't shoot the three particularly well, but if you want it to get it into the hands of a couple of players, Tierra Young and Layla Blair, are among the two you want to seek out.
Yeah, there's still some fouls that the Pirates can use to eat up shot clock right here. And you can see Coach McNeil kind of imploring them. I think it's going to happen again. I think they'll let a little time go off, probably see another foul.
Down low to Jones. And Jones with the quick score. And Kim McNeil spins her next to last timeout, but she will get the opportunity to advance the ball.
Now this will be interesting. It usually has been McNeil. But let's just see where it comes in, and it is again.
They get it in her hands and tried to force the turnover, and they do.
They do. Here we go.
ECU's bench, 15.5.
And you see Hill coming up here at that point. She may be the player they play to at the full court pressure by the Pirates.
The screen by Hill over to Blair. Blair spin move, drops it off to Peter Patterson, and a jump ball underneath the basket.
That's going to be East Carolina ball.
Wow. It was really clogged up there in the paint. back in 2007 when they last went to the NCAA tournament, trying to get their first in the American.
And Houston is great at denying the ball, so let's just see what turns out here.
A quick foul. And you're thinking Dennis might purposefully miss the second free throw, but that one doesn't go down.
Yeah, you can see the coaching staff at Carolina kind of talking to her.
Important to make this one, and she does.
She does.
So no timeouts remaining, 2.5 seconds. Got to go middle of the court. Tatiana Hill, you don't mind if she has it. Half court shot is up, no good. East Carolina champions of the American Conference for 2023.